Hello, hi, yeah, sorry I haven't posted in a while. There's this thing called school, and it takes up 90% of my time, so, yeah. But this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while, but I just kept ordering new things that would apply to this video, and yeah. But, I think it's about time I just get it over with and make it. But, yeah, here's my object show collection. Yay! I'm gonna do them in, like, a rough order of when I got them, like, from memory. And so, yeah, we're gonna start off with the first few things I got. Alright, so we're starting off with the 2021 Fiery, which I think he's quite a good plush. I don't exactly like this leg placement. The colors are pretty good, though, and the shape's very good. And, yeah, good plush. Then we have the original Woody, which this used to be my favorite object show plushie. I don't hold that opinion anymore. I think he's kinda I much prefer the 2021 version, or both of them are from 2021, the original version. This is the re-release, so yeah. Then here we have the 2021 re-release Leafy. I quite like this plush. It's just the material could be better and the colors could be, that's why I really want the, crowd-made version, and yeah, I really want to get that one, but, that one's quite rare, so yeah. Then here I have the original pen plush. I think he's quite good. He gets a bit wrinkled sometimes. Other than that, I think he's quite good, and that bugs me. He just has, like, a little string that's kind of loose. Alright, it's better now. But, yeah. And then here we have the Loser plush, which used to be, like, my least favorite object show plushie. I've warmed up to him over the years. I think he's pretty decent. Not the best, but still, he's quite good. Then here we have the 4 plush, which I quite like this plushie. It's probably one of my favorites. I like him quite a lot. Then here we have the X plush, which I don't like quite as much as the 4 plush, but I think is also pretty good. And yeah. Then we have the Rocky plush, which I think is quite good. Yeah, he's quite good. He looks quite nice and is quite accurate, but yeah. And that is all the original plushies I got all at once in like August 2022, and so yeah. Then like a month later this guy got released and I ordered him, and I'm not the biggest fan of this plush. I much prefer the crowd-made version, but just like her, quite rare. So if you have either of these two, the crowd-made versions, feel free to comment. I really want those. I will pay like $30 each for both of them. Yeah, I want them quite bad. Then we have an X plush that I won in a giveaway from a person I used to be friends with. I'm not friends with that person anymore, because, like, stupid drama from, like, a year ago. But, yeah, there he is. Which then we have Coiny, which I like this plush, but the eyes kind of bug me because they're printed on, and also the fact that he's quite tiny. Look at him compared to Fiery. I think he's a bit tiny. Then we have my Marker plush, which I'm not the biggest fan of this plush or this character. But yeah, there he is. Then here we have the 2 plush, which I think looks quite nice. He's a bit big compared to 4 and X, but I don't mind it. He's quite a good plush. Then here we have my first non-BFDI plush, which was Nickel, and I think he looks quite nice. Mine used to have a hole in there, but I sewed it up not that long ago, and I think he looks quite nice, personally. I like him quite a lot, and yeah. Then I also got this pin with it, which I used to wear this to school, but yeah, I stopped doing that because it's high school now. I would get murdered if I did that, so yeah. Then here we have the Bubble plush, which I don't think looks that good, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of this plush. Honestly, I prefer the silly Bubble plush. As ridiculous as that plushie's existence is, I think it genuinely looks better. Then here we have the pin plush, which same with Bubble. I don't know why. I think the faces on these two. I just am not the biggest fan of that face. It looks strange, but yeah. Then I got the Liam plush, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it looks kind of stupid. It's like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Makeship. I'm not a fan of that company for multiple reasons, but yeah, he's from one of my favorite object shows, so I had to get him, but yeah, he does not look the best. Now we got the bootleg plushies that I got, starting off with this gelatin, which I actually think looks quite nice. I don't know what company this is, but I saw their other plushies, and I actually want them, but they haven't been available in literally years, and I don't think they'll ever be available again, but I think gelatin's still available, but just gelatin. I don't know what's going on with that company. If you have any of those, yeah, name your price and I might buy them off you, maybe. Then we got this Blocky, which I actually think looks quite decent. Yeah, there he is. Then we got this Eraser, which I also think looks quite decent. And yeah. Then we got this Match, which is really thin and is not that good, but is one of my favorite characters, and didn't have an official for a while, so yeah, that's why I got her. Then the Flower bootleg, which this is a mess. I don't like that at all, but the face itself is pretty decent. Then we have the Teardrop bootleg, which doesn't look good, but then again, the official doesn't either, so yeah, I don't know. Then we have David, which, I mean, besides the limbs, the face itself looks pretty decent, yeah. And then Dora, same story, but with hair detail, so better, yeah. Then I have Lavender Ball, and it's just a snowball plush, but very lavender for some reason. It looks less lavender on camera. In real life, this is like really, really, really lavender. It's not white in the slightest. On camera, okay, yeah, no, like that angle, you could see it better, but it looks very purple. Then I have the world's smallest Spongy. Why'd they make him so tiny when he's the biggest character? I have no clue, but yeah, there he is. Then we have this Ice Cube, which looks pretty bad in my opinion. I do not like this Ice Cube at all. Oh, and don't worry, I saved the worst bootleg for last. And here is my pencil bootleg. She looks really, really, really bad. Yeah, terrible. Just terrible. She's my favorite character, by the way. That's the only reason I got her. She's terrible. I hate that bootleg. Then here we have Cappy, which I think looks quite good. I like the Cappy plush. I like her quite a lot. She's quite big, but yeah, I like the Cappy plush. Then we got my Lightbulb plush, which I quite like this plush, but I want the original too. Yeah. And then Paintbrush, which this is quite a good plush. Then we got Taco, which I really like this plush. It looks quite nice in my opinion, and yeah, I like her quite a lot. Then we got Knife, which I think, yeah, I like the Knife plush, and Suitcase, which I also quite like the Suitcase plush. And I've heard a lot of people don't like these two. I mean, I get it, kind of, but I don't agree with it. I think these two look quite good. Then I got Golf Ball, which is one of my favorite object show plushies. I really like this plush. It just looks quite nice, and I don't know what they could have done better for a golf ball plush. This one's just really, really good. Then we have the tennis ball plush, which I'm less of a fan of, but still looks quite nice, and yeah, I like his limbs. His limbs are quite good. Yeah, same with hers. But yeah. Then here we got the Flower plush, which I think looks quite good. Much better than the bootleg. I really like this plush. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just a really good plush in my opinion. Then we have the Ruby plush, which I love this plush. This is one of my favorite object show plushies. It's just very good. It's really good shaped. I mean, it's not the softest for like hugging, but it looks so accurate that doesn't matter to me. It's genuinely such a good plush. Then here I have the Spongy plush, which, yeah, he's very big. I like him quite a lot. And it's actually quite soft to use as like a pillow. And so, yeah, he's a very good plush. Then we have the bigger nickel, which I don't like as much as the original nickel. He's way too big to be to scale, and like, yeah, I don't know, I just don't, yeah, I don't know, he's not as good. Then I have Test Tube, which I'm not the biggest fan of this plush. The colors look strange. Like, this is way, way, way too yellow, and I'm not even the biggest fan of Test Tube Season 3 design, so yeah, this plush kind of sucks. Then we have the best Object Show plushie ever. I love this plush. The paint bucket from Enosimbit plush is, holy crap, this is an amazing plush. Genuinely my favorite Object Show plush. Fight me in the comments, I don't care. But it is genuinely such a good plush. The limbs, the face, the shit, everything about this plush is just so amazing, and I hope someday they bring it back somehow, because I really love this plush. Then I got the Bow plush, which is sadly the last Creator Inc. II plushie, except for Box, but that doesn't count because that was a meetup exclusive. But it is kind of sad, but they went out with a bang. This is literally my favorite II character, tied with Bot, but I love Bow. This plush is really, really good. Actually, I don't even know who's my favorite anymore. It's probably in between Lightbulb, Bow, and Bot, and Test Tube. Yeah, I think. There's a lot of good characters in that show. It's probably in between those 5 for who's my favorite character, but yeah, it's the Bow plush, it's peak. Then I got Pencil from a friend who went to the meetup, and he got to go to the meetup in person and bought this for me early, so I got this before it was on the shop. Haha. Nah, but Pencil's my favorite BFDI character, and I'm very glad I got this plushie. It looks very nice. It's genuinely one of my favorite Object Show plushies. Up there with like these 3 are probably my favorites that I own, but that I don't own, like original Leafy and original Lightbulb and Paintbrush and Yin. But yeah, they look very nice, and I like the Pencil plush a lot. Oh, I forgot. At some point, I got the other HFJ1 plushies. I think Bryce actually looks pretty good. Amelia, I hate the Amelia plush. And Airy, he looks kind of bad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Makeshift. I think they've made, in total, like 3 good plushies from Object Shows. Those being Bryce, Limey, and Computer from TDOS. The rest I don't like. Yeah, that company sucks for many reasons. Then we got the original Woody, which I love this plush. I think it looks much better than the re-release Woody. I think the colors, the arms, the face, they're much better. And the only thing I'd say is worse is the legs, but this plushie's still much better, and I love him quite a lot. And now we're onto my final Object Show plushie that I've gotten. Then the final Object Show plushie, or most recent one I've gotten, is the oldest Object Show plushie, the original Fiery. I really like this plush. He looks very nice in my opinion. And I know the 2021 one is like unobjectively better, if that's even a word, but this one, I just love the way he looks. I don't know, he just looks very like nostalgic in my opinion, and I love him. And so this is all my Object Show plushies, but I still have some non-plushie things to show you. Of course, the character guide, which I really like this book. I wish they would make an updated version that had like all the new characters and stuff, and like new information, but as it is, this is a very good book. There's this like little ornament thing that you put on, like those lights that you put on a Christmas tree that like lights it up, that my aunt made for me, and yeah, I think it looks quite cool, and yeah. Then we have this Me Fun 4 book that I got, and I think it looks quite good. I haven't used it yet, but that's partially because you can't get this anymore, and I don't want to like damage it by like taking it to school or something and it gets ripped. But I might use it for like some art sketches and stuff at home. But yeah, I just haven't remembered to do that yet. But yeah, I think it looks quite cool. Then we have my II3 poster, which part of it's covered by these peak that I got from Japan. But yeah, I think it looks quite nice, and yeah. Then we have my custom toilet figure, which the hinge is kind of broken and doesn't work that much anymore. Luckily, I have another one of these. These are like Bluey toilets for Bluey figures, but yeah, I made toilet for my eye. Mr. Fop! I'm kind of sick right now, so my voice doesn't sound the best, but yeah. Then we have baseball for my eye, which I made out of a real baseball, because I never played baseball in my life. I mean, I think maybe when I was like, I think I did when I was a little kid, but yeah, I'm not really interested in sports anymore. But I am interested in II, and yeah. Then here, oh, why did my flash turn on? Whatever, but here we have this little II pin, which I think looks quite nice, and yeah. Then here we have these paper figures that one of my IRL friends made for me. I have more of these, but some of them got damaged, and I'm working on like fixing them, but yeah. Then I have this little fiery pin, this little 2 keychain, 2 bootleg stickers, but like I don't care about them being bootleg. They still like look nice. The thing is, this is a problem I have. I like to get stickers a lot, but I don't like to put them on things. I like to use them as like paper puppets basically. And yeah, I might eventually put some of these on like something. I don't even know. Then here we have this little clear light bulb, which I am going to turn into a custom like figure of light bulb from CFMOT, and so yeah. Then I have 2 of these Teapot 20 posters, which I just have another one behind here, and yeah, I really like this poster. Eventually I'm probably going to hang one up, but the other I'll just try to keep in like perfect condition, because I just think it looks very nice, and yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if this counts as merch, but I, like a year ago, stuck these up on my wall, so yeah. Then here I have this BFDI blanket, which I've used quite a lot. I use it in bed, obviously, as a blanket, but also I've used it as like a travel blanket for like going on airplanes or even going to movie theaters. It looks nice, and it's quite comfy and warm, and so yeah, I like this blanket quite a lot. Then I have these IDFB stickers from Redbubble, which these are actually official. And II is my favorite season of BFDI, so I quite like these. And yeah, again, I might eventually use these on something like a computer, maybe? I don't know, though. I just think they look quite nice like this. And I honestly, this could be a poster. You could just stick this up to your wall, and it would look quite nice. But yeah. Then here I have 4 custom plushies from my best IRL friends, like Object Show, and yeah, he basically made every single character as a plushie, but like, these are the ones that he, like, the rejects basically, the ones that he replaced with like better versions that he made, but he gave them to me, so yeah. Then I have this Santa hat custom that I made. I don't think it looks the best, to be honest, but I think the next Paper Puppets plush is going to be Santa hat, so it doesn't matter, you're gonna be replaced. No, I'm kidding, but I hope the next plush is Santa hat, because that's my favorite character from Paper Puppets. Except for Slipper. Slipper's also peak. Slipper and Santa hat. If it's either of those 2, I'll be happy. And then I have this little, like, needle, not even plush, this is like a figure, I guess, custom figure that I made, and yeah, it doesn't look the best, especially the mouth, but yeah, I don't know, it's decent. Now here we have some of my terrible old customs, like this ice cube plush that I sewed in. Ew, it fell apart. This is terrible. Terrible plushie. Then this match custom that I made, which, I hate that. I hate that. And this pencil. I hate these with a burning passion. And this tennis ball. Then, this black hole, which is, I think it's a sock. I think it's a sock, literally. And that's everything. And, yeah, this is my object show collection. And I still have a few things on the way, like the pie plush and the Jotty plush, and I think that's it. This is probably gonna change soon, because Christmas is coming soon, and, like, they're releasing a lot of new plushies that I really want to get. And also, there's some, like, BFDI plushies and stuff that I haven't even gotten yet that I want to get. So this is gonna change rapidly. I will make an update whenever there's significant enough of Chica fell. But I'll make an update whenever there's significant enough of a change, and yeah, that's basically it. And thanks for watching this. I don't know how long it is, but it's probably decently long, and so thanks for sticking all the way through. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?